Financially, the club are very good. We've just changed the naming rights to the club. This has come off the back of the Challenge Cup. We're just Oak Electricals. They've just took the naming rights over of the club, which is fantastic. And financially, it's going to help us massively as well. So little things like that coming off the back of Challenge Cup is proper helped us. And the Rochdale game, the room upstairs were completely full of hospitality. So there ain't many championship clubs can do that. We had 140 people up there on that day in hospitality, and like I said, there ain't many championship clubs can do that on a match day, so never mind an amateur.
Well, Paul, a big thank you for joining us. Before we get to this big match this weekend against Thatto Heath, just a bit of a general catch-up really for what's happened at Loch Lane this season. Before the league campaign, there was the Challenge Cup, and what a run it was. How was this the start to the season for Loch Lane and the Challenge Cup?
Yeah, well, it actually started against Thatto, did the cup run. It were, which were a tough game. It were wet and windy, but a quality game, and we come through that all right. And then we got the draw at Oldham on a Sunday night, which didn't go down too well with everybody at the club. But again, bad conditions, and we just got on with it really, and luckily we came away with a victory, which were a nice surprising victory really. We ground it out, and I think we just wanted it a little bit more on the day than Oldham, and onto Rochdale in the next round at home, which were fantastic for the club, and just it's probably set us in stone financially for the rest of the season as that game.
Yeah, I was going to mention the fact that, you know, what a springboard and what a spotlight as well on the club, because you know the big games against Rochdale and Oldham, but also the Thatto Heath game. We just start with that one because that was a bit of a thrilling game as well, wasn't it? And you know, all credit to both teams. Yeah,
credit to. I mean, I spoke a little bit before about the game that Thatto are the current NCL champions, and in the small period what we had, and the tasks were going to be hard. It was going to be tough. There's some quality players, and they're a great club, and yeah, it just set us in stone for the rest of the season. Really, just it set us in stone to believe that we could beat Oldham off back of it as well.
Let's talk about the league then, because like you say, you started off really, really well in the league. What have you made to the start of the NCL Premier Division campaign?
Tough, really tough. It's a quality league, and I'm really pleased it's getting this publicity. Really, it just shows like the Egremont and the Wathbrow game, what you showed, how good a quality the NCL Premier is, from a team down near the bottom to a team near the top, and both challenging each other and neither of them giving in. And I'm pretty sure this game on Saturday will be the same.
And for your dressing room as well, and for your squad and the club more generally as well, because this is the first full season, isn't it, back as a Pan-Northern competition. So we've had the Challenge Cup, we've had these great games in the NCL Premier. How are you finding it as we enter June now?
It's tough. We've just gone over a bit of a bad period ourselves, really. Like we had a bad loss against Westall. Westall just steamrolled us, and also we lost against Parkside. I'm hoping to have a few players back this week. The holiday period, it's tough, and I know everybody goes through the same. But you've got to be there and thereabouts. You don't get no for finishing top. You just got to play well in them, just get into them playoffs really, and touch wood, we can get into them playoffs.
And I was going to ask you, I mean, is that the target now, to get as high as you can, basically? And you know, taking on Thatto Heath, who at the minute are second in the league, but you beat them in the cup, you beat them early in the season as well, didn't you, in the league? So that's a bit dangerous, though, isn't it? Thinking like that, because it's quite a trick to beat the same team 3 times in the same season.
Yeah, we're not thinking about that. I mean, I know when we went to their place, I know Thatto had quite a lot missing. We also had quite a lot missing, so I ain't really took nothing from that. I know it's going to be a completely different game on Saturday. Both teams will have quite a few players back, and if you can keep a regular squad, then you're going to be there and thereabouts, and that's what the good teams seem to do. We seem to be keeping a regular squad week in, week out.
And it's a home game as well. And like we've already touched upon, it is going to be live on our league. But tell us about the mood at the club more generally, because like you touched upon about the Challenge Cup run and the great start to the season more generally for the club. How's the club off the field at the moment as we head out of COVID?
Financially, the club are very good. We've just changed the naming rights to the club. This has come off the back of the Challenge Cup. We're just Oak Electricals. They've just took the naming rights over of the club, which is fantastic. And financially, it's going to help us massively as well. So little things like that coming off the back of Challenge Cup is proper helped us. And the Rochdale game, the room upstairs were completely full of hospitality. So there ain't many championship clubs can do that. We had 140 people up there on that day in hospitality, and like I said, there ain't many championship clubs can do that on a match day. So never mind an amateur.
So what are you expecting this weekend, crowd-wise? Because they're going to be important, aren't they?
Yeah. It's always important to have a good crowd. And obviously, Castleford are playing on Sunday at Toulouse, so hopefully we can get a few Cas fans off the back of that. But we had a good crowd on Thursday night when we played Thornhill, which I wasn't really expecting. So I think once we get back to winning ways regular, then I'm hoping that we have good crowds all the time. And I know that Thatto are well followed as well.
And I was going to mention the 4-0 children's result because, obviously plenty of tries being scored in that game. But when you go through the list of results this season, Lock Lane certainly not afraid to score. That bodes very well for the second half of the season, I'm going to suggest.
It does, but we need to clean up the other part of the game as well. We have been leaking in too many points, in my opinion, and even though we didn't let any in against Thornhill, but you can't. At some point, we're going to get unstuck, and we're not going to be able to score as many tries as the opposition. So we need to cut out letting so many tries in.
So a good advert for the NCL Premier this weekend against Thatto Heath. How much are you looking forward to it?
I am, yeah, very much so. There's been a lot of preparation going on at club. There will be all week, and we're really looking forward to it. I have a few good friends over at Thatto, so we'll be. I'm hoping that they bring the wallets over with them when they come, because that bar will be open.